So maybe you consider your parents toxic, but is your relationship the same relationship that they're going to have with your kids? So one Bert Show listener here is wondering, how does she not invite her tire-slashing parents to her child's blessing?
That is a interesting adjective she used there.
Tire-slashing parents, right?
What a descriptor, man.
Says a lot.
Cassie's got the email.
Hey, Bert Show, I need some advice. I've been happily married to my husband for 10 years, and we just welcomed our third baby. My parents have never cared for my husband. The three of them are all pretty stubborn and not afraid of conflict. However, where my husband is polite and considerate to others, my parents are more hostile and difficult to get along with. They're constantly in feuds with their neighbors, siblings, and family, and people they do business with. My dad is especially controlling, which has been a sticking point between him and my husband. Things came to a head 3 years ago when he told my husband he needed to get new tires for our car, saying that if my husband didn't, then he didn't care about keeping his wife and children safe. I relayed the first part of that message to my husband, who then took the car to his dad's tire shop, who said the tires only needed to be rotated. The next time I went to visit my parents, my dad saw this and slashed our tire so that my husband would have to replace them.
Wow, that dude's psycho.
He encouraged me to lie to my husband, something I'm not capable of doing, and to say I ran over something so there wouldn't be a fight. I told my dad he owed my husband an apology. He refused, and we didn't talk for 2.5 years. Over the last 6 months, he apologized, kind of, and we begun to have a somewhat tenuous relationship, mostly seeing each other at extended family gatherings.
How do you kind of apologize for something like that? Do you remember that time when I slashed your tires? Okay, maybe I was wrong.
You say you seemed like it hurt your feelings when I slashed your tires, and I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry you feel bad
Yeah,
that I
that's it.
slashed your tires.
And then the excuse, but I was doing it out of your best interest
Right.
because those tires were dangerous. And had I
Right.
not done it, you would have died.
It was your actions that made me slash your
Yes.
tires. Okay, I
My
got it.
bad.
All right.
We're good at
With the
this.
arrival of our third child, we'll be having a church blessing for her and a dinner afterwards at our home. It's something we invited all our family to come. Oh, sorry, all of our family to, with other previous two children. Our other Jeez. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally lost my words. All right, rewind, reset. It's something we invited all of our family to with our previous two children, but I don't really want my parents here this time. They also don't get along with my mother-in-law because essentially they stole money for her and my father-in-law in a business deal.
Good God.
I love my mother-in-law, and it's important to me that she feels comfortable at our home. I also don't want to make my husband uncomfortable, and even though he's forgiven and moved past it, I know he feels really hurt by both my parents' actions over the last decade. The difficult part is I want my grandparents at the function, and I don't feel like I can invite them and not invite my parents. I also don't feel like it's an option to only invite my parents and or grandparents to the church service and not to the dinner afterwards, because it's likely my grandmother will want to put the dinner together, and I'll be forced to say we have other plans. My relationship with them is on the mend, and I don't want to ruin the progress we've made. What should I do?
Well, I would keep the dad away from the kid's big wheel and the tires on the big wheel.
Pat him down when he comes into the party. Arms out. You know the drill, Dad.
Make sure there's no shanks.
Yeah.
You know, the details are different, but I think the question is still the same. Like, do the grandparents have a different relationship with their grandkids than they have with you? And if so, can you separate the two?
I mean, if this was my friend and she was coming to me and she wanted my advice, I would be like, it's your parents' fault they're not getting invited.
Right.
Mhm.
So they don't get invited. Your relationship is on the mend. Relationship hasn't been fixed. And what's sad is because of this manipulative and narcissistic behavior, she feels the pressure to make sure they don't get hurt when in actuality they show up. They're probably going to hurt her by doing something to either the mother-in-law or the husband.
Yeah, it has taken me a really long time to get more settled with the fact that my mom has earned my ambivalence towards her right now. And she's not in a great place. And to be honest with you, I don't know how much longer she's going to be around. And I'm sort of ambivalent about it. But that didn't come out of nowhere.
Exactly.
She
Like,
earned that.
you did this for me to have to put up these walls. So my advice would be, no, they haven't earned the right to come. They haven't earned the right to be invited. So yeah, if you want your grandparents there, invite your grandparents. And that's like, you treat us this way and you do these things, this is what happened. These are the repercussions to your behavior.
Cassie, you got something here?
Yeah, I actually saw something beautiful yesterday that applies to this situation perfectly. It was a video of a guy saying, just a reminder, it is not your responsibility to repair bonds that you did not break. So her parents broke the bond. They broke the trust, and they came, in multiple ways. It is not her job, and I commend her for trying to do it, but it's not her job to take on the bulk and the onus of fixing this relationship. It's her parents, so leave them out.
They're not your parents anymore.
Dead.
Facts.
They're not.
You're dead to
They're
me.
con artists. They're shiestlers. They're grifters. Like, just look at them as the seedy people they are, and don't let them swindle you no more.
What do you think, Mo?
At the point that you slice my tires, you don't get to get upset that I haven't invited you somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. I wouldn't care about what their concern was about it.
Agreed.
Like you just be honest with them, and they should know why they're not invited. If anything.
The Bert Show.